When we first see Mary in 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 5, Episode 3, she's folding laundry.
We got a huge fight because he's sitting next to a girl on the plane. He said he won't be sitting with girls or anyone, but girls sitting next to him, so I have the reason to get mad.
That is crazy that that's your take on the situation, because the entire audience thinks that you're a nutcase for picking an argument with your boyfriend because a girl randomly sat next to him on an airplane. The majority of guys would tell this girl that she's acting like a crazy person, but Brandon didn't do that because for him, Mary is his lighthouse in the storm. Brandon's messaging his internet girlfriend in the Philippines. She's saying a bunch of mean things to him like don't come here and cussing him out because he sat next to a girl on an airplane. Brandon chooses to not stand up for himself and instead move seats. He communicates that to Mary, and Mary starts lighting him up, telling him not to come to the Philippines anymore, basically breaking up with him via text and cussing him out. Mary's grandparents lost their house in a typhoon, so Brandon invited them to live with him and Mary. Dude's been working his butt off the past couple of years in the States to make sure that this entire family is provided for. Not to mention, it's really hard to work when you have to FaceTime your girlfriend 24/7. Not many people were willing to hire Brandon.
I told Brandon that he shouldn't come here, but he got his hotel for layover in Manila.
This dude is the Noah of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise, and she treats him with so much disrespect. Brandon has immense abandonment issues because of his childhood, and it's resulted in him becoming a people pleaser, especially with Mary.
I was able to switch seats this time, but if there's no other available seats, you're just gonna have to deal with it.
Well, don't talk to girl if you have...
I'm not talking to girls.
Well, I'm not there to see you.
Exactly, Mary. You're not there to see him, so your mind goes to the worst place, and that's your responsibility. I might have to start calling Brandon bellhop because he keeps carrying this girl's baggage. Especially Mary's baggage from past relationships. She tells the audience that her ex cheated on her 10 times, and she forgave him 10 times. You gotta take everything Mary says with a grain of salt, because she also claimed to be a virgin, which you expect us to believe that the guy that cheated on you 10 times didn't hit? Okay. Mary has no problem lying to Brandon, the man she supposedly loves, so why wouldn't the audience assume that she would be comfortable lying to us? I'm just curious how Mary's gonna hit those TikTok dance moves with her guy friends now that Brandon's in the Philippines as well.
I'm okay now, just if you love me, make sure you won't talk to girls on a flight tomorrow.
Mary is like the Digivol version of that girl from Fairly Odd Parents. She gives us a little glimpse into what dating her is like. Hey Mary, I'm gonna go on a quick run. Oh, why do you wanna run, Brandon? Is it because girls run? Do you wanna go see girls? Everyone deserves to have personal time, Mary. Maybe start asking yourself why you're so afraid to be alone. But I see you, because I overthink too. The next day, Mary's grandpa asked her to feed the pigs, and I got a flashback to when Rose showed Ed her dad's piggy farm. Good times, good times. Anyways, Mary's grandpa works at the farm. He plants rice and corn, and he has chickens and pigs. I went to a pig cafe one time in Tokyo, and the pig was delicious. Mary and her grandparents then take a Farmville break to enjoy a coffee.
Kape. Lamat.
Tapos lang kayo ba? Si Brandon magbugtaw.
This couple FaceTimes 24/7, so they will fall asleep while FaceTiming each other, so the grandparents are used to seeing Brandon drool all over himself. Mary's grandmother says that she heard her and Brandon arguing the other night, concern face. Mary responds to her grandma that it was just a misunderstanding and everything's okay, and then her grandparents say to the audience, "It's difficult that a child has been left to us to raise because we're already old and the father should be the one to raise his child." Obviously, grandpa feels like he's too old to deal with his granddaughter's relationship drama. I didn't bring this up in the last video, but Mary's parents abandoned her when she was a baby, so she spent her childhood living with her grandparents in this peaceful town. Mary's town seems like a very wholesome place to live, not to mention she can ride an ox through the streets, which is flex.
Nanglan jotay nga respeto nga makabalo kami nga naluyag sa imo.
When her grandparents say this, Mary laughs and says, "Of course Brandon's in love with me." Things got a little tricky because Mary's grandpa basically says to Mary that before Brandon does anything with you, he needs to ask me first.
Hindi ka na ano siya.
So by doing it, her grandpa is flat out telling his granddaughter to not have sex with Brandon yet.
Antes sa mahako sa imo o kung mauyat sa imo kamot, malisin siya sa anay sa akon kag kay nanay mo.
Look at that, you give grandma and grandpa an inch and they take a mile. Why would Brandon need to ask permission to kiss his girlfriend, bruh? Tell me, Gramps, is that how you show gratitude for the reason why you have a roof over your head? Mary then communicates to the audience that she wants to wait until she's married to have sex with Brandon because that's what her grandparents told her to do. Mary goes on to say to the audience, "It's normal for the Filipino culture to ask parents permission before holding hands or kiss. It is a traditional belief in the Philippines to wait to have have sex with someone until you're married. I know that. It's the same in a lot of other countries as well. However, the asking permission from your grandparents before you can kiss or hug, I'm calling bullshit on that, but let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Tell him, all right, he will know. So funny enough, Mary doesn't end up telling Brandon, surprise, you're gonna be in trouble with my grandparents, even though we're both adults because we're 23 years old. Mary arrives to the airport with her brother to pick up Brandon. She says, hold this, simp, record my first kiss with Brandon, even though my grandparents don't agree. We're in love. And then she locks eyes with her one true love. She steps up on the fence that separates them and gives him a very passionate kiss. Oh yeah! Mary says that this kiss with Brandon was her first kiss. I know, somewhere her ex is laughing about the situation. So you didn't kiss your ex that cheated on you 10 times. If you don't kiss someone, are you just friends? Like, can you even say that that was a relationship if you didn't kiss your ex? And if he cheated on you 10 times and he was in person, like y'all could really meet up, you expect us to believe with how needy and always wanting to be in Brandon's world you are, that you didn't clap cheeks? Mary says to the audience that she respects her grandparents, but she doesn't want to tell Brandon that they can't do stuff without their permission. She goes on to say that she doesn't want to tell Brandon about her grandpa's rules because she wants their meeting to be natural. So right away, Mary, that's your responsibility because you took that decision away from Brandon. Let's just say they did a whole bunch of things that grandpa would be mad about. Where art thou? Steel bars separating thy, but not thy's warm embrace. Clap it up, ladies and gentlemen. White Knight Brandon has a real life girlfriend now. Here in the night, I see the sun. Here in the dark, our two hearts are one. After hugging, giving some pats on the back, and crying in her man's arms, Mary steps up on the fence, takes off her mask, and gives Brandon a big smooch. Mary's brother's just awkwardly in the background staring at them the whole time. Mary and Brandon say that they love each other so much and continue to kiss more. Oh yeah! Mary says to the audience that she doesn't care about her grandpa's rules in this moment, she just wants to kiss Brandon. I understand Mary the Virgin's getting caught up in the moment, but you had so much time to text this man about grandpa's rules before he landed. Brandon obviously wants to make a good impression with her family, and it's like she took a decision away from him. While Mary and Brandon are smooching, she admits to Brandon that she doesn't know how to kiss. She even says to the audience, feels amazing that I have my first kiss with Brandon. It's kind of awkward and a little weird because I don't know how to kiss. Errol, let's cut to camera 3 of the exclusive clip we have of Mary's ex-boyfriend watching this scene live.
Your hair's such a load of shit.
Brandon tells the audience that Mary's a good kisser, and it's funny that he should say that because I actually heard the same thing from her guy friends and her ex.
Hello, brother. I'm happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you too, man. I'm especially happy to see your sister.
After meeting each other for the first time, Mary's brother helps Brandon with his suitcases and they drive to the house. Hey, Brandon and Mary have a new intro, y'all. Look at them do their dancey dance. My favorite part is this cow in the background. Wow, things are certainly getting steamy in the back of this car because it's like Brandon and Mary just discovered kissing for the first time. Mary says that she's been kissing Brandon a lot, but his lips are so soft and it feels so nice. Next thing you know, Mary's brother that's sitting in the front seat turns around and says, "You're being very naughty, sis," which makes the situation more awkward.
Bro, what's up? In the US, it's okay to kiss now?
Yeah, it is.
It's not okay in the Philippines because our ancestors beliefs.
Wait, so Mary's bringing dishonor on her ancestors by kissing the same guy that bought y'all a house? Her brother's such a narc for this. Just say that their kissing in the backseat bothers you or makes you feel uncomfortable and it's mad awkward in this car. If you said that, it'd be okay, but you're bringing up the ancestors, little bro? Really?
The kissing, it's not okay for now. You need first to ask permission to give you blessing to do that.
Between us friends, Brandon's a little bit of a pushover, so he's just being very respectful about the situation. The brother's lucky that it's Brandon and not me. If I was in the situation, I'd call him a SpongeBob the SquarePants looking bubble gut kid and tell him that, you know what's rich about this, buddy? When the disaster happened and the typhoon destroyed Grandma and Grandpa's house, who offered for them to live with them in their house? I did. The guy's sweating his ass off and working in America to send checks over to make sure that everyone in this family's good. What about you, bro? Where were you? Oh, you live with your girlfriend and raise your family? Well, why didn't you offer for grandma and grandpa to live with you? I already know there's gonna be some people typing, well, you have to respect your elders. I understand that, but you also have to respect your landlord. Brandon admits to the audience that he wishes Mary told him in advance so that he could be more prepared. He's also taken aback by this because him and Mary would have phone sex all the time. They would take showers together and look at each other's nakedness, so he wouldn't think that there would be all these rules when he touched down in the Philippines. Imagine how frustrated this dude probably feels. He's been talking to this girl for 2.5 years. Every single moment of every single day, he's been jerking off and thinking about her, probably on camera, probably mid-FaceTime, pulls out dick, jerks off.
Oh my God, Mary, I love you so much.
He touches down there and she pulls the Uno reverse card on him. Oh, you have to ask my grandpa for permission before you can hug and kiss me? And the worst part is, fast forward, they get to the house and the grandpa immediately asks, what did you do with my granddaughter when you first saw her after getting off the plane? What do you think happened, Grandpa? Oh yeah! Brandon's gonna get grounded even though he's 23 years old because Mary didn't tell him about the rules before he showed up to the Philippines. Meanwhile, Mary says that she feels nervous that Brandon's gonna tell her grandpa about the kissing. While she's saying this, I'm shaking my head because she didn't speak up about the rules to Brandon so that he could take the heat from grandpa, and that's not mighty Christian of her. Mrs., that's my first kiss. That's why you're sneaking out with those dudes. Hitting those renegades. My first impression of Mary's entire family is they act like righteous people all the while enjoying Brandon's money. Brandon came across like a timid little lamb when he met this girl's grandpa. Bro, you need to realize that they're only there because you allow them to be there. You need to establish more dominance. You can be respectful to this girl's grandpa while also commanding respect in your own household.
Eh, anong ginhimo niyo sa una niyo pagkitain ni Mary?
In our next video on Brandon and Mary's relationship, we're gonna cover what went down in episode 4. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you wanna dress like a cool kid, check out our merch. If you want some one-on-one time with me, please order a Cameo. I'm the #1 Cameo creator in the entire world. Super thankful y'all watch my content. Comment below, subscribe. Let's be friends, let's be friends. Follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.